Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see very important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So let's get started with our discussion and let us see important topics of the day. First topic it is about explosion in illegal Meghalaya mine kills 18. So this article is talking about very important concept which is called as rat hole mining, which is commonly seen in this Meghalaya. And in that rat hole mining, suddenly one explosion happened. In that explosion, around 18 members were killed. And this topic is important from environment and ecology and as well as from GS paper 3 under disaster management. And next topic is TDB aims at tackling pollution in Pamba River ahead of next Sabarimala season. So recently Sabarimala season had been ended and that led to pollution of this Pamba River. So now here TDB is going to tackle this pollution. It wants to make the next season ready. And this topic is important from geography. You have to see about this river name which is called as River Pampa, and you may get a question regarding that Pampa River in your prelims. And next topic is UPSC adds more norms for civil service aspirants, and you are going to file an application, right? So you have to know what are the recent changes came up by this UPSC. And next topic is NHRC notice over alleged exploitation, forced religious conversion of women at gyms. So actually there is forced religious conversion of women which is happening at these gyms and fitness centers. So this article is very important related to your polity. And next topic is infertility in India, bringing mental health to the forefront of the condition. So this article is talking about infertility in India, and this topic is very important because India is facing this problem in our country at present because of changing of lifestyle, because of empowerment. So here we have to say about what are the problems related to this infertility and how this infertility is leading to this increased mental health conditions in the people. And next topic is the fading of India's environmental jurisprudence. So here we have to see about what are the projects which are going on in our country that led to this environmental challenges. We have to see around 4 to 5 projects which are going on, and even recent Supreme Court judgment related to Aravallis, etc. And we can understand that how our government of India is prioritizing development over environment. And this topic is important from environment and ecology. And next topic is intent and outcome. Already we discussed about this topic in our earlier class, and it is also regarding this environmental pollution. Recently in our budget also we discussed that yes, government is allocating a lot of amount of funds for this fighting against climate change. That is the thing which mainly said in this article. Okay, now let us see each and every article in detail. Look at the title, guys. Explosion in illegal Meghalaya mine kills 18. So what is this article talking about? Illegal mining in Meghalaya. Okay, now what you have to see is, first of all, you have to see what is the meaning of illegal mining, and you have to see which are the minerals mined illegally in this Meghalaya, and you have to see one more concept called as rat hole mining. Okay, if you have seen YouTube shorts, sometimes you can observe that people will be digging a small hole. In that small hole, they will be crawling or they will be walking on their knees, and they will be carrying traditional weapons, and they will dig something and they will bring back in this kind of things, right? So have you ever seen that kind of reels in YouTube? No idea. That is called as rat hole mining. So rat hole mining is nothing but if you are having a hill here, so they will be digging around 2 to 3 feet of a hole inside this, and they will enter into this, and they will try to use traditional weapons, and they will try to dig this coal. And especially you know that in this northeastern states, they are nothing but extension of Purvanchal. The hills related to this Purvanchal, they are present, and this Meghalaya is very good at this coal reserves. Do you know this Meghalaya plateau region? So normally in your geography, you'll see about physiographic divisions of India. In that physiographic divisions, you'll be reading about Himalayas, you'll be reading about North Indian plains, you'll be reading about deserts, plateaus, and as well as western coast, eastern coast and island regions. So in that plateau, normally we can imagine that plateau is present in this peninsular region of our country, right? But even in the northeastern part also, the extension of this plateau will be there. That is called as Meghalaya plateau. And this Meghalaya plateau is very rich in this coal. So because of this, especially people will go for illegal mining in this Meghalaya through this rat hole mining method. Okay, and actually this method had been banned earlier itself. But even though this is still continuing illegally in this region. And now there is a bomb blast in this. Every year, for sure, at least once or thrice, you will be seeing this kind of articles related to this rat hole mining in this Meghalaya. Why? Because you know Meghalaya is a region which is having Jaintia, Garo and Khasi hills, and this region will receive very heavy rainfall. And what happens is if there is heavy rainfall, these holes will be clogged with water. So if these holes are clogged with water, so people cannot come outside. So because of this, what happens many a times the people who went inside to dig this coal will be getting trapped in the under that flooded water. So because of this, many a times the people will be dying in that holes itself. So because of this, many a times you will be seeing this Meghalaya rat hole mining in news. But now there was explosion in this region which led to the death of 18 people. So because of this, now it is in news. Okay, now what you have to say is rat hole mining is about coal. Apart from Meghalaya, in which states we can see the coal reserves in India? That is a one possible question. And next one here is, in this coal we have different types of coal. How many types of coal we have? Anyone? How many types of coal we have? Srimanth. Types of coal in India. Types of coal, we have 4 types of coal. First one is anthracite. Have you heard about this? Anthracite coal. Second one is bituminous coal. Next one is lignite coal. Next one is peat. So normally we have 4 types of coal, and in this 4 types, the purest form is anthracite coal and least purest is peat. Based on the sulfur content, based on the coal percentage, we are dividing this coal into this 4 forms. Okay, and in India, mostly we have this lignite and peat. Only in Jammu and Kashmir region we have this anthracite coal. Okay, so because of this bad quality of coal in India, we are importing coal from other countries. The sad part is most of our electricity in India is generated by using this coal, that is called as thermal energy. And one more thing here is, if you're burning coal, obviously it will lead to increased carbon dioxide emissions. And our government is having a target of achieving carbon neutrality by 2070. And as well as we have to reduce our carbon dioxide emissions, right? So for that, if we are importing coal from other country into India to produce this electricity, can we achieve our carbon targets? No. So to decrease this coal imports into our country, our government of India is imposing one separate tax called as carbon tax. Can you guess how much tax it is imposing? Just guess. For 1 ton is equal to how many kgs? Okay, for 1 ton of coal, government will be imposing 400 rupees of tax. That is a carbon tax. Okay, now your work is you have to see about these types of coal, and you have to see coal reserves in India, and you have to see in which sectors we are using coal apart from thermal electricity. Okay, so see that thing. Now let us see the article clearly. An explosion in an illegally operated rat hole coal mine in Meghalaya's East Jaintia Hills. And you have to see about even major hills located in Meghalaya. 3 major hills. What are they? Jaintia Hills, Khasi Hills and Garo Hills. So in that one, that is East Jaintia Hill, this event which happened. That means you may get a question related to the hills and states associated, can't we? Yes. So you have to see major hills. For example, Rajmahal Hills. Where? Nallamalla Hills, Satmala Hills. Just at least take the major hills in our country and in which state they are associated with. Already UPSC asked question in that format earlier. Okay, so in this way, you have to link each and every dimension, like how the question can be asked. For example, we discussed about bomb blast before Red Fort. And in the last test, what was the question I gave? I gave a question regarding art and culture related to Red Fort. Are you understanding? So if there is anything in news, they may not give directly the headlines. They will give you static related thing related to that. For example, I said 50 years of sites. The question is there. And I said about scrub typhus and I scolded you in the class. Later on, and you got question related to the scrub typhus. And I said about rabies cases are increasing in a country. I didn't give the headlines in which state or in which area. I directly gave you a question regarding, consider the following statements regarding rabies. Are you understanding? So here UPSC will not give directly the question related to the headlines. It will ask in deep. They want to know whether you know what is the basic thing or not. So in that way you have to prepare. Okay, if you see about this rat hole mining, it is a primitive, crude, labor-intensive and hazardous method of coal mining. You may get a separate question on this rat hole mining also. Consider the following consider the following statements related to rat hole mining. So this is the only one method to mine this coal. Apart from that, we have open cast method. So you have to know about other methods of mining of coal in India. Are you understanding? So here in this rat hole mining, only this kind of incident happened. That means you may get a question in your prelims, which of the following methods are used to mine coal in India? And they may give you 4 to 5. And they may ask you which of the above are correct or incorrect. So here you have to search about the methods used to mine coal in India and abroad. Okay, so don't miss any way, don't give any chance to UPSC to fall you in that trap. Okay, so here in this rat hole mining, it involves digging of small, very small tunnels, and they will be making the holes of around 3 to 4 feet deep and 2 to 3 feet wide, so that they cannot stand. So they have to crawl or they have to walk on their knees or on their forearms, and they have to go and they have to use the traditional things, and they have to dig this coal and they have to bring them back. So this method is very, very risky. We don't know when this tunnel can be fallen off, and we don't know when the heavy rain happens in this region and water will be clogging in that region, and we don't know when the explosion can happen if they are using certain kind of things to explode. And next one here is this kind of method is practiced mainly in northeastern India. That's what I'm telling, northeastern India. Apart from that, in other regions also we can get this coal. For example, Jharkhand. For example, this entire belt of this eastern states have good sources of coal. So which kind of method they are following? They are to dig this coal. And even in this Aravalli regions also it is in use because of mining. So you have to see which kind of minerals are mining in this Aravalli. Okay, so here they may give you the questions in this way also. They may give you state and which mineral is mined in that area. For example, Meghalaya, we are going for mining of coal. Jharkhand is famous for iron ore. And Rajasthan is famous for, Karnataka is famous for. So in that way, you have to make a list of state and which ores are mined in that area also. Clear? Because mining is in use. And you can, if you see your PYQs, many a times a question asked regarding minor minerals. So from 2020 till 2025, 3 times UPSC asked questions regarding minerals. That means it is a very important topic. So you have to know which states, which minerals are mined and which methods they are using. Is there any controversy related to that or not? See that once. In Meghalaya, yes, there is a controversy related to rat hole mining. In Aravalli, recently Supreme Court said, yes, there is a controversy because it is going to have impact on environment. Right, and even KGF, Kolar Goldfields, had been completely closed. Yes, so like that you have to see which area is famous for which mines and what is that controversy is related to. Because UPSC will asking questions on the controversies more rather than this which is running smoothly. Yes or no? Because if you are appointed in that area, you have to address that challenge. If something is happening smoothly, will anyone have the concerns related to that? No one. Okay, next one here is the methods of extraction. So here there are certain methods they will be using in this rat hole mining. First one is side cutting procedure. They will dig a very narrow tunnel on this hill slopes and they will access thin coal seams. And next one here is box cutting. So in this they will be cutting the tunnel in a box form, in a rectangular form, and they will enter into that. And next one is horizontal tunnels. They are like very small round rat holes in the horizontal way. From here, when we start from the hill, out other side of the hill, it will be coming up. They will be the horizontal tunnels. So like that, we have different types of tunnels which are mainly seen in this rat hole mining. And why this rat hole mining is doing in that area here is because of poverty, especially because of limited livelihood options. So people, if they're not having any livelihood options, can they continue their life? No, they have to do some or other work to earn some money so that they can continue their livelihood. So especially because of poverty, people, especially local tribal areas, and as you know that these hills are very famous for tribes, Kasi tribes. Yes, based on the hill name only we have different tribes which are who are living in this region. So here local tribal communities are working in this because of poverty. And next one here is land ownership issues. Actually the tribal people are facing what is a problem that is called as land alienation problem. They don't have proper land for them to do agriculture. So because of lack of access to the land, they have to go into this kind of opportunities, livelihood opportunities. And next one is there is continuous demand for the coal, both legal and as well as illegal. So if there is something having demand, if people are earning money on that, will they leave that even though if it is illegal? No. So because of all these reasons, still today also this rat hole mining is continuing in that region. And say this article guys, TDB aims at tackling pollution in Pamba River ahead of next Sabarimala season. So recently Sabarimala season had been ended. What happens in this Sabarimala? Who will go to this Sabarimala temple? What is the controversy related to this Sabarimala temple? Women should not enter into that Sabarimala temple. And what is the Supreme Court judgment recently in 2020 and 2021, I guess, if I'm not wrong. So what is that Sabarimala judgment is about? Sabarimala said that if only men are allowed to enter into this temple, right to equality, Article 14, and right to religious freedom. Which article is it? Article 21. It is right to life. I am asking about right to religious freedom. Very good. Polity is done. Test also done. Article 20? 25 to 20? What is 29 article? 28. Okay. So we have 25 to 28 talks about this right to religious freedom. So that will be getting affected. The Supreme Court said that yes, women can also enter into this Sabarimala temple. Okay, that is a recent controversy. And here if you see why this Pampa river is getting polluted in this season, any idea? So here they are saying that earlier Sabarimala season led to the pollution of this Pamba river, and now they want to go for cleaning of this river and they want to make it ready for next season. That means why this river is getting polluted? Because of this Sabarimala. What devotees will do? They will come and they will do bath and they will try to start their journey towards the temple. And whenever they are returning back, what they will do? They will leave their clothes in that river and they will come back. So which clothes they will wear? Black color. You can see that image. It is a practical thing, right? So whoever having this Sabarimala, this Ayyappa Swami Mala, they will be wearing black color clothes. And after once their Diksha completed, what they will do? After everything is done, while returning, they will leave their clothes in this river. So because of this, what is happening? This river is getting polluted. So because of this now, here TDB, that is nothing but Travancore Devaswam, Devaswam board, it is going to be doing certain activities so that it wants to clean that river. Okay, are you understanding? So here you may get a question related to first one, Ayyappa Swami. And next, you may get a question regarding this Sabarimala season. You may get a question regarding this Pamba River. And not only that, Kerala is very famous for tourism. Next, Kerala is very famous for, if you see the national parks, biodiversity spots, or wildlife sanctuary, they are concentrated in northeast and they are concentrated in the south, especially Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu region. So, if at all, if there is any question you are getting related to the national park or wildlife sanctuary, you will be getting from these two regions only. You can check PYQs from 1990. So, only these two regions are asked by UPSC. That means you need to know clearly about biosphere reserves, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries from northeastern states and as well as southern states, especially Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka. Okay, from that point of view, you can get a question. In this way, the question asked in year 2019, which of the following comes under which biosphere reserve region? They asked Mudumallai, Nallamalla, like that they gave you 4 options. And in 2018, they asked a question, so and so national park in which state? It is in Arunachal Pradesh. So like that they will be focusing on northeast and southern parts only. So how will you know all these things? If you do PYQs, then only you will be knowing this areas where UPSC, especially in which areas they will be asking questions. If you are not doing PYQs, then for sure you will be not understanding the pattern of UPSC. Okay, now let us see some facts regarding this Pamba River. You may get a direct question regarding this Pamba River. Recently we discussed Peniyar River. It is an issue between which and which states? Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Okay, can you tell me other rivers which are in conflict between the states? Krishna River issue between Telangana and AP. Next. Next. Okay, Kaveri River issue. Mulla Periyar related issue. Next. Teesta River issue. That means you may get a question regarding interstate water disputes. They may give you river and they may ask you between which and which states it is disputed between. Or else, in yesterday's class, we discussed about Article 262 and Article 263. You may get a question regarding Article 262 and 263. And next one is linking of rivers project is in news. For example, Ken Betwa interlink process had been started. So you may get a question regarding this interlinking of rivers in your prelims. Or else, you may get a question directly, they will take a river and they will be asking you the facts. Every year, you will get minimum 2 questions from these rivers. Last year, they gave the question related to Indus. Consider the following statements regarding Indus. Or else, they may give you which of the following, they will give you one dam. It is seen recently in news on which river it is located or in which state it is located. So like that, because recently many dams were being under construction, they got approval in India, and recently the largest dam in the world has been started, Grand Dam in African country. In one of the African country, you have to see like that. Okay. Yeah, now let us see facts related to this Pamba River. It is the 3rd longest. Remember, it is the 3rd longest river in state of Kerala. But what is the first and second? That is Periyar River is the first and second one is Bhartapuza River. It is the second. And this Pamba River is also called as Dakshina Bhagirathi or Ganga of Kerala because it is associated with which temple? Sabarimala temple. So normally we can see Bhagirathi like that. If there is any river which is connected to any temple, then only it will be getting more sacredness, more sanctity. In the same way in the south, this river is associated with this Sabarimala temple. So it is called as Dakshina Bhagirathi or Ganga of Kerala. And next one here is pilgrims visit this Sabarimala temple. They take a dip in the river here before and after trekking the hill. And this Pamba is also called as Triveni Sangamam. Triveni Sangamam means what we will call normally in Telugu, where the 3 rivers meet. That is called as Triveni Sangamam. So here, this Pamba River, why it is called as Triveni Sangamam? Because there are the 3 rivers which are meeting. That is Pamba River, Achankovil River and Manimala River. So it is called as Triveni Sangamam. And next one here is this river rise at an altitude of 1650 meters in Pulachimalai Hills. from this Western Ghats, and it joins Arabian Sea. Okay, that means it is a west flowing river. Okay, that's it, guys. Nothing more than that. And see this next article. UPSC adds more norms for civil services aspirants. So what are the changes here is, first one is photograph. In your photograph, you need to have a light background, and enter that photograph, 75% should be your face. And they also said you have to upload live face, live pic of your. Why? Because this time we have AI based face authentication. So they have to know how you are now, so that in the examination hall before entering, they will be scanning you. And next one here is, earlier there is only one signature you have to upload, but this time you have to give 3 signatures, 1, 2, 3. And the next one important change is, if you already have been selected, you will be getting only 1 attempt to write examination. Okay, if you're already in service, you can write only 2027. Beyond that, there is no chance. If you want to write again and again, means you have to resign your job and you have to prepare once again and you have to write this examination. So these are the major changes which came up by this UPSC this year. Okay, that is the thing, guys. That's it. Nothing more than this. And this year we have 933 vacancies. Every year vacancies are decreasing. Remember, earlier we used to have 1100, 1050, 1033. And last year also we have around more than 950, but now this year 933. We don't know next year how much it will be. Don't postpone your attempts. If you're postponing your attempts, what happens? The freshers will be coming. The knowledge between the fresher and already written will be different. Already fresher, their mind is very fresh and they can grab whatever the thing they want. And whenever they're starting their preparation, enthusiasm will be more. And because of that enthusiasm, they can learn more, they can grab more, everything. If you are postponing your attempts, what happens? Let us see, it is not a new thing for us. Already I know that. Just revision part is left. I will revise. They are studying from 1 year. Just within 1 month, I can revise everything. And what happens? You'll start enjoying your life and you'll start neglecting your UPSC. And what happens if the number of attempts are increasing? There will be less chance of clearing this examination. Don't do that. So whenever you are active, whenever you are enthusiastic, to try to clear that exam within 1 or 2 attempts. Don't take more than that. Okay, so this is a serious and sincere advice from me, because of experience and because of lots of students I have seen. And in this interview, I want to tell 2 guys on my last day of interviews. There were like 11th attempt, 12th attempt candidates were there. And I talked to them. And in the first and second attempt, they wrote mains. But after that, to get this interview call, they took between 9 attempts or 8 attempts. Because the thing what I said now is, which is practically applicable. If your number of attempts are increasing, so there will be the diversions and they will not focus on the studies. And in the first attempt and second attempt, they wrote mains, but in the third attempt, they cannot clear the prelims. You can understand how the situation will be. And after 2 to 3 attempts, no one will believe you, especially your family members also who are supporting you initially. And they will start that everyone is doing job, try to search some job, everyone is getting married, I have to marry you. Then what happens? Diversions will happen, increased stress, stress, pressure, everything. So what happens? Obviously, mental health issues will come. Because of this, the memory, everything will goes down drastically. And what happens? You have to forget your aim. So don't do that. Okay, initially, within these 2 attempts, try to work hard. Whatever the hard work you can do in this period. And don't regret after that. For example, if you're not studying now, for example, there are around 3 months of time. If you're not working hard, if exam is done, suddenly if you got missed by 2 marks or 3 marks or 1 question or 2 questions, you'll not come out of that pain. You will be under depression. Okay? And at that time, you'll regret that. If I have studied 2 hard more in that time, I would have cleared my prelims. Don't get into that for sure. That regret you will not forget throughout your life. And you will be telling the stories to your kids, your grandchildren like that. I prepared like that. If I had worked like you, I did. If there are someone who tells like I'm telling to you, so don't come into that kind of things. Okay. So work hard now only. Don't have any regression in your life. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now let us see the next article. NHRC notice over alleged exploitation, forced religious conversion of women at gyms. What is this article talking about? Religious conversions. Where it is happening? Gyms and fitness centers. Who are vulnerable here? Women. Okay, now you guys tell me this forced religious conversions is right or wrong? Right or wrong? Wrong. Can you tell me recently which state came up with this act related to forced conversions and what are the provisions under that? We discussed many a times. Come on, tell me. Think and tell me. Online students, think and tell me. Yes, Rajasthan, very good. So recently Rajasthan came up with a law against forced conversions. What Rajasthan said in that act? They said three important points. First one is, if you do forced conversions and if you get married, that marriage is null and void. Yes, next. The person who is involved in this kind of forced conversions or mass conversions, there will be very strict punishments along with fine and imprisonment. And next one is, if mass conversions happening in a place, it may be like government place or private place or schools or temples or any palaces or any convention halls, etc. We are going to confiscate that property. So these are the three important things which mainly said by Rajasthan related to this forced conversion acts. Okay, now tell me, not only Rajasthan, many states came up with this similar kind of acts related to stopping of forced conversions. So what is the impact of it on the society? Is that good or bad? Come on, think. I want to get a balanced answer. Why this kind of conversions happens? What happens if you're changing your religion? What you'll get in return? Next. Yeah, accepted. Next. You'll be getting certain funds. Next. Is that leads to jihadism? Love jihad? Have you heard about this word love jihad? What is that? Even Tina Dabi also get divorced because of this love jihad. Do you know Tina Dabi? All India rank 1. She married to All India rank 2. She belongs to Hindu and her husband belongs to Muslim. Recently, I think 4 to 5 years ago, they got divorced and she got second marriage. Both of them got second marriage. Okay, what is this love jihad concept? What is jihad? What is jihad? What is jihad? Don't you know this meaning of jihad? Is that a good word or a negative word? Negative word. What it means? Ayyo. What does it means? Many movies also show that word jihad. If someone says jihad means everyone will come and beat him. What does this jihad means? I gave you example also. Don't you watch movies? What does it mean? Whatever the meaning, whatever the movie it may be, what is the meaning of that word? What is the meaning? Not exactly. Isha, I'm getting surprised. Akash, what is the meaning of jihad? Jihad and enti? Yes, religious related wars. Very good, Akash. Okay, so here what is happening here? In this love jihad, there is conversion of people from one religion into another religion. So religious related things, sentiments will be getting affected. Okay, so here what is happening? There is conversion of women at gyms are happening. They are targeting women. So why they are targeting women? Influencing women is easy compared to that of men. And even if once woman is influenced, she will influence her children. Yes, me, my children. Yes, then what happens? That will lead to this entire population. Mostly 75% of the population can be converted if women are targeted. Okay, now how can you use this article in your answer? In which type of mains answers you can use this? Vulnerability of women, women empowerment related, women issues related answer. Can you add this? So who is saying this? NHRC. What is the full form of NHRC? Is it a constitutional body or a statutory body? Okay, which act? What is that act? Which act led to the formation of NHRC? Human Rights? Act name. Human Rights? Complete that act. Human Rights? Okay, yes. Human Rights Protection Act. Under that Human Rights Protection Act, at central level, we establish this NHRC. At state level, we have State Human Rights Commission. So here there is a very high chance of getting question related to this NHRC, and this topic is related to your mains. Okay. So now let us see the facts related to this NHRC. NHRC full form is National Human Rights Commission, and it is a statutory body which formed under Protection of Human Rights Act of 1993. And this one is this commission which is focusing on ensuring of human rights, especially related to the life, liberty, equality, dignity of individuals. Okay, if you see the objectives, what it will do, it will strengthen institutional arrangements that allow for comprehensive and focused approach to address human rights, especially they want to focus on human rights issue. And this one is they will investigate the allegations related to any human rights violation, and they will also give certain advice, and they will also take some efforts to promote and to protect human rights across the country. And in this NHRC, it is a multi-member body. We have a chairman and we have other members. If you see about this chairman should be either retired Chief Justice of India or a judge of Supreme Court. And other members will be like sitting or retired judges of Supreme Court, or sitting or retired judges or retired CJIs of High Court. So the people will be from High Court or Supreme Court. And apart from that, we have 7 ex officio members. So we have National Commission for Scheduled Castes, Scheduled Tribes, Minorities, right? So all these people will be also the part or ex officio members of this NHRC. So in this we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 members. First one is National Commission for Minorities, National Commission for STs, SCs, STs, Women, OBCs, Child Rights and Persons with Disabilities. Why these people are ex officio members? Because these people are vulnerable sections of our society. Minorities, majorities will violate the human rights of minorities. SC, ST people, yesterday also we discussed one report, most of the waste speakers, 84.5% in our India, they are from SC, ST and OBC communities. From general category, only 10.7%, right? And people with disabilities, their human rights also will be getting violated. There will be no places for access for them. And next one is children. They are very vulnerable. So because of this, the people from these areas will become ex officio members of National Human Rights Commission. What is the tenure? Chairperson and the members, they can serve for a term of 3 years or until they reach 70 years of age, and they are eligible for reappointment. So in UPSC polity, constitutional and non-constitutional bodies are very important, and you have to make a clear-cut notes. So in that, what you have to see is you have to make a separate 1 page or 2 page notes for constitutional bodies. There you have to write what is that body is about, who are the members of that, and you have to see what is the tenure, who is appointing them, appointed by, and removal process, whether they are eligible for reappointment or not. And next one is tenure. So on this things only UPSC will ask questions in your polity from prelims point of view. You have to make that kind of notes separately for constitutional bodies and separately for non-constitutional bodies. Constitutional bodies in one page, so that whenever you're reading, you'll know that yes, that is a constitutional body, and non-constitutional bodies in another page. For non-constitutional bodies, you have to write one more thing: what is that act is about, name of that act. Okay, if you make this kind of single page or 2-page notes, it will be very useful while revising, and it will not at all getting confused in your examination. This will actually works. Follow this and try to make the notes today itself. Okay, now let us see the next article. See this, guys: infertility in India, bringing mental health to the forefront of condition. So this article is talking about infertility. What is the meaning of infertility? Unable to conceive, unable to give birth to the children. Okay, so if a woman has to become a pregnant, or if woman wants to conceive, both male and female role is same. Yes or no? 50% is contributed by men and 50% contributed by women. But what is happening in our society? If woman is not getting conceived or pregnant, the entire blame will be goes to men or women? Women. So if after marriage till 1 year, they will hardly wait. After 2 years onwards, they will start blaming women, and they will ask women to go to hospital and get all the tests done. But will they ask men to go to hospital and get checked? Why this kind of bias in our society? Is that right or not? So actually, not only women reproductive health is important, at the same way male health is also very important. If male is not producing enough number of sperms, if there is no proper motility of sperms, if in that sperm entirely the dead sperm is there, then what happens? Obviously woman will not be getting pregnant if entire her reproductive health is 100% right. But what is happening in India is entirely the blame is going towards female. So because of this, there is increased mental health issues in women. That is this article is about. So first time I saw this kind of article, I am very happy actually, because I do face this kind of problems a lot. Because after my marriage, it is like 10th year, I got married, and before 2.5 years back, I had my kids. So this kind of problems, they are more practically seen in villages than urban areas. Okay, see this, guys. Despite the biological fact that conception requires both men and a woman, the moral burden of infertility is placed almost exclusively on women. Even when medical evaluations clearly identify male factor issues also, like low sperm count, unexplained fertility, the culture's script continues to place blame squarely on women in India. So what is happening here? Male factors like sperm count, sperm motility, and even the percentage of live and death sperm is also very important. But what happened? Mostly in India, this blame will be transferred to women only, and they will be saying that if you are not going to become pregnant, we'll go for second marriage. So this kind of threats will be seen commonly. Okay, so here this article is saying that because of this, what is happening? There is increase in mental challenges, and that will further leads to increased more and more fertility in our country. So here you have to see about how can we increase awareness to the people related to the male health. But what is happening nowadays? Which kind of work males are doing now? Software engineers. So if they are working on software engineers, what happens? Morning to evening, they have to sit in one place. Because of this, where the fat will be getting accumulated. Okay, the fat will be getting accumulated in their bellies. So because of this accumulation of fat in unwanted areas, that will be having effect on sperm count. And next one here is if they are working in very high hot regions. For example, if they are working in iron and steel industries or mining areas, obviously their sperm count will be reduced a lot. And next one here is if they are keeping their lactose on their thighs, and if they are working for the long period of time, again their sperm count will be getting affected. So here there is no proper awareness to men related to their sperm count and as well as their important thing like that. So here we have to raise awareness related to this male reproductive health as well. And one more thing we can think here is how can we address this kind of infertility issues. Now here in male and female, both they are going for delayed marriages, yes or no? So earlier 18, 20, 21, by 22 the marriage was done. Within 25 years they will be having kids. But now what is happening? Even after 28, 29, 30, 35 also, there is no marriage. You can take example of your history teacher. She don't want to get married only. So what happens if age is increasing? The quality of egg and the quality of sperm will be getting affected. So because of this, there will be a very low chance of getting conceived. That is the first thing. And this one here is we are not at all maintaining the proper diet. We are focusing on fast food rather than healthy traditional food. So because of this, also what happens? There will be increase of trans fatty acids, accumulation of fat in unwanted areas, everything. That is also having impact. And there is no physical exercise. Earlier, women used to wash the clothes, women used to clean the house by bending, by sitting in different angles so that they used to maintain the good reproductive health. But now, sitting continuously in the name of women empowerment, and next one is they are working from morning to evening, there is no time at all, and increasing of dual burden on women. Because of this they are using different machines rather than doing work manually, yes or no? We are having dishwasher machine, we are having washing machine, we are having robots to clean and mop the homes. Because of this what is happening? There is no physical exercise for the women. That is also leading to this kind of increased PCOD and as well as PCOS in women. That is also one important reason for decreasing of fertility. And now you guys, if you want to give the measures, for example, you are a district magistrate. In your district, there is a report which says that fertility is negative. Fertility is negative. It is not zero, even it is negative. So what kind of measures you can take to maintain good population in your city? Come on, think and tell me. Transportation ఆపిస్తావా? Exercise. Okay, next. What can you do? ఆడవాళ్ళందరూ వచ్చి తర్వాత ఏమైందో ఆలోచించుకో. నెక్స్ట్ women ఆదిశక్తి. నెక్స్ట్ ఆది పరాశక్తి. They will be like very emotionally connected, emotionally stable. They will be having patience. If they are crossing their limits, they will become Adi Parashakti. You know about your history. Next, come on. Yes, gym centers. Yes. What can we do? Come on, think, guys. It is the problem that you'll face in future for sure. You'll be getting that kind of case studies, and at that time you'll think that, oh, ma'am asked at that time only. At that time we didn't think. Awareness campaigns. Okay, next. Come on, think. You can do it. Women? No marriage, no burden. Then your life is not getting fulfilled. Varnashrama dharmas. Sannyasa. Direct sannyasa. Okay, good decision. Please be in contact with me. Next, I'll see how will you not getting married. Next, come on, think. Minimizing working hours, and even in the working areas also we can create certain kind of gyms, certain kind of workout places, and we have to increase green areas, and we have to promote good traditional diet rather than this kind of fast food. Next. Okay, think on this. Let us see the next article. The fading of India's environmental jurisprudence. So this article is saying that we are not focusing on environment. Our government is focusing on development. Can you tell me some examples where government is ignoring environment and promoting development? You know this. You have to tell me. Yes, Great Nicobar project. Very good. Next. Come on, think. You know this. At least 4 examples I need. I got 1 and remaining 3. Online students, tell me in the comment box. Don't forget. It's already 54 minutes. Come on, be allowed. Bullet train project. Next. Yes, Supreme Court judgment on Aravallis. Next. One more. At least one more. Kanche Gachibowli project. Okay. Kanche Gachibowli is in Telangana. Next. Road expansion projects. Yes. Next. High speed rail projects, corridors, and rare earth corridor in which states? AP, Odisha, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. And not only that, in this Chardham area, government is going for widening of roads, and they are going to cut around 10,000 or more. Okay, deodars. Okay, they are going to cut around 34,000 deodar trees in that area. Okay, now let us see here. So here this article is saying that from Aravalli ranges to its mangroves, we are having several crossroads. Government is not focusing on environment. Apart from that, government is focusing on this development. First one is Great Nicobar project. We are going for clearing of some acres of land, some lakhs of acres of land, and we are going to cut many trees, and we are going for establishment of solar power plant in that ecologically very important region of our country. And next one is Himalayas. You know how they formed, and they are in stable regions, active regions, where we can see most of the times landslides will be happening. But even though to improve this pilgrimage centers, to promote development and to promote tourism in that areas, we are going for this improving of this or expanding of this Chardham project. In this Chardham, we are connecting which four important pilgrims? Gangotri, Yamunotri, Kedarnath, and Badrinath. And for that, we are cutting most of this mountain forest in that region. That is going to be economically unstable. And the next one here is, you know about this Aravalli's definition, which is given by Supreme Court. Supreme Court said, what is the definition of Aravalli's and Aravalli range? What is the height? 100? Come on. What is the range? Aravalli range. They gave two definitions, no, Aravallis and Aravalli ranges. Tell me what is this Aravalli range? Seaman. Kranti. Gita. Akash. When we discussed that article, సంవత్సరం అయిందా 2 సంవత్సరాలు అయిందా? This last month, whenever I was in Delhi only, I discussed the topics. Tell me, what is the recent update related to that Aravalli judgment? Because of that Supreme Court judgment, there are mostly 90% of our Aravallis are excluded from that, so that we are promoting mining. That will lead to environment degradation. That because of that, local people, they started protest, and now recently Supreme Court arranged one expert committee to give once again the definition regarding this Aravallis and Aravalli ranges. Okay, that is the next one. And they also said about a definition of Aravallis and Aravalli ranges. Yes, and next one is recently Supreme Court gave a judgment, right to clean and healthy environment is part of Article 21, and even government said that we have to focus on conservation. Actually, in our DPSP also, we have Article 48(8), which talks about conservation and enhancement of our environment. But even though we are not focusing on that, we are going for exploitation of our environment. And next one here is, yes, regarding this mangroves. Mangroves are also, we are not focusing on proper enrichment of this mangrove. So because of this, they are going to have impact on this flood control system and even carbon sinks. And next important one is, you can see about this developmental projects like high rail projects and as well as rare earth element corridors. On one side, we need to focus on development, but it is compromising on our environment. That is the thing which mainly said here. Okay. And see the next article, intent and outcome. So this article is talking about again our budget, what it is focused on, environmental conservation. So this article is saying that union budget began reflecting greater climate concerns from 2021, and from this COVID-19 pandemic onwards we are focusing on environmental protection. So in what way we are focusing on environmental protection? For example, we are promoting electric vehicles and we are focusing on green energy, for example green hydrogen, solar energy, and as well as wind energy. And next one is government is increasing its spending on carbon capture, utilization and storage. That is the one more thing government is focusing on. And next one is government is also coming up with agreements with different countries so that we can get this technology of carbon capture from this developed countries to India. That is the one more thing which mainly said here. And next one is government is focusing on decarbonization of our industrial production. And next one is government came up with this increasing of solar rooftop scheme in rural areas under this PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. And we are focusing on PM Kusum. It is nothing but solar related irrigation pumps. And even related to the decreasing of energy, government came up with this PM Ujala scheme where government is providing LED lights to this rural areas. So in that way, government is focusing on overall decreasing of our carbon dioxide emissions. And they said about green hydrogen. So these are the points. And even recently, Shanti Bill also promoted private sector entry into this nuclear so that we can reduce this carbon dioxide emissions. So all these points which are mainly said here. That's it, guys. So just jot down the points. Okay, say these questions and you have to answer these questions. First one, consider the following statements about Pamba River. It is the largest west flowing river in Kerala. It falls into Arabian Sea. The Pamba River is often referred to as Dakshin Ganga due to its religious significance and association with Sabarimala temple. Okay, and see this next question. Consider the following. Okay, which of the following is or are correct about fundamental rights? Because there is one article related to conversion, right? So I took question of fundamental rights. Okay, first one is right to property is a fundamental right protected under Article 19. Article 15 prohibits discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Two only? Okay, online students, please give me your answers in the comment box. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much guys for watching, and please do like this class and share this class, and do subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. And if you want to start your UPSC preparation, you can start with GS Foundation course, and in our academy we are going to start that new batch of GS Prelims cum Mains Foundation soon, and we are providing on both online and as well as offline. If you have any inquiries regarding this course, please do contact us on this number 8074765513, or else you can directly visit our academy. It is in Ashok Nagar, Hyderabad, exactly above Vikas Books on the second and third floor, and you can see everything clearly, and then only you can join this course. Thank you so much guys, and I wish you all the best.